Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Large book pages, music paper, dictionary pages. I even have one from a map book. So large book pages sometimes can be a little difficult to use in Ephemera, but I'm going to show you a really easy and quick way to make triple pocket piece of ephemera. Or you can even change it up to have 4 pockets depending on how you want to use it. So I have my large book pages here. I have some music paper, and my music paper is 8 1/4 inch by 11 inches. I have my dictionary paper. It's 9 inches by 12 inches. And I have my map paper. It came out of a map book that is 9 3/4 by 11 1/2. So you can use whatever size large book page that you have. You can use it. So you can even use a paper pad for this project. I would choose one that's a lighter weight paper. So let's start folding. So I have different size papers. Let's go ahead and let's make all 3. So what I want to do is I'm going to place the edge of my paper on one of my little lines here in my grid. And I am going to fold this over approximately 3 1/2 inches. Approximately. I'll just give it a crease here. I'm going to grab my bone folder and let's crease it up. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to fold it over so it's almost touching the other side. I'm going to give it a crease. Now this is raggedy and I'm going to clean mine up a little bit. If you don't mind that raggedy look, then of course you would want to leave that, but I'm going to trim that off. Now you can decide. Do you want your side pocket or your okay, what is this? A corner pocket? I'm not sure what to call that. You can fold it this way. I am going to take mine and I'm going to put my right hand side fold here and then my left hand fold here. Now I'm going to take the tip here and I'm going to bring it down just like this. I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm just leaving a little bit of space between the fold and the edge of the paper. So now we look just like this. And it's quite large. So unless you're making a tall junk journal, this really isn't going to work, is it? Let's go ahead and let's do some more folding. Now we're taking our page and we're taking it the long way. And I'm going to fold it over approximately 3 1/2 inches. So giving it a crease here, getting my bone folder, and then we're going to fold this one over almost to the edge on the other side and giving that a crease. Once again, I am going to choose to lay my right hand side in first and then my left hand side, taking this and bending it over and giving it a crease. Now we have our dictionary paper. So let's go ahead and put it on my grid line. And I do that just so my fold is straight. It helps me make a straighter fold. And lining it up here and giving it a crease. Taking my other side and bringing it over and giving it a crease. Once again, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to fold my right side in, my left side on the top, taking this and pulling it down. Now we look just like that. What I want to do is I want to open it back up and take this little flap and I'm going to turn it back in on itself. So it's like this. And I'm going to glue it down. Now I'm going to use my art glitter glue. You use the glue of your choice. I'm going to glue this down. And I'm going to do that to each one of my papers, opening it up, folding it back on itself, and going ahead and applying my glue and just gluing that completely shut. I have one more page. Oh, well, Cathy, you're supposed to fold it back on itself. Oops. There we go. Okay. Giving that a crease. And a push down to get it all glued together. All right, now we look just like this, and they all look the same. Right, guys? The next thing I want to do is I want to take the bottom. And this is where you're going to decide how tall do you want your piece of ephemera. If you want your piece of ephemera to be fairly tall, you can fold it up at the length that you want. So if I would crease this right here, this would be about 7 inches tall. Now, if your page is super tall, you don't want to go up too much higher than the corner of your folded down piece right here. Maybe right up to it would be fine, and that would make this 6.5 inches. I'm going to push it just a little bit further up. I'm getting this lined up so I'm not crooked. That's going to make it about 6 1/4 about. So I'm going to crease it there. I'm going to give it a crease. All right, so now we've got a, let me see, where's my piece of ephemera? I can show you. We've got a tag from Chapter 1 Papers. We have a pocket right here. We have a pocket here. And we have a pocket here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my other pages, my other pieces of ephemera that I'm making here with you. I'm going to fold this up just like that. Give it a crease. So you can make these really whatever size that you want to fit your needs. And I'm going to fold this one up like this and give it a crease. All right, so as you can see, this one's a little wider. This one's also a little taller. And this one is a lot taller. So it just depends on our page. So I'm not going to give exact measurements. I gave you an assortment of pages in which you can use. These are for large book pages. You could use, like I said, a paper pad if you don't have any large book pages. You would need to cut it down to whether it's 8 1/4 by 11 or 9 by 12, something in that area. If you like inking, this is when you would want to, I think I'm going to grab this, it's a little sturdier. This is a little flimsier. That's something else I need to tell you. This one's firmer and a little bit of a shine, just a little bit. This one is music paper. It's kind of like copyweight paper, and this one's pretty thin. This is a dictionary page. It's pretty thin. But most of these pockets are, you know, doubled already, so it will work out even if it's a thinner piece of paper. I'm going to use my velvet, Victorian velvet, and I'm going to use my frayed burlap. And I just want to give it some color, some just more than just my frayed burlap. I just kind of want to change it up just a little bit. And I'm opening this up as I go, and I'm just going to color the edges, as you can see. I'm going to color this edge and over here, and then I want to color my pocket. So I opened it up a little bit, and we're going to color this pocket. Isn't that pretty? I think that's really pretty. I also want to ink up this fold right here. Now, let me show you what it looks like when you start mixing colors. I've got my sponge here, and I'm just going to lightly go around with my brown. It's my frayed burlap. And add a little bit of this color It's really nice. It helps add a little bit of contrast. I'm not going everywhere, as you can see, just here and there. Folding it back together. There, I think that's really sweet. So how about decorating? Let's talk about that. So you could, now once you load it up, once you load your pockets up, then you may not want to decorate this part right here. I'm looking for my pieces of ephemera. Here they are. You may not want to because it might be covered up. For instance, if you place this here, like this, and maybe you put this here, see, that's covered up. And if you would put like maybe a piece of rickrack or a piece of lace or something there, it's probably going to be covered up. So you might want to concentrate on decorating the bottom pocket. I also put a little tab on mine, and that's really fun to use, especially if you want to put these as a hinge. So let's just say you add a folded piece of paper here, or even washi tape, and you add it as a hinge onto a page. Of course, you'd want to ink up the back if you did that. Or you could glue it down on two sides and you could use it as another tuck spot right there. I just think it adds a little interest if you add a little something else to it. This one has the rickrack, the paper flower, and the fussy cuts. And this one has the little scrap pieces of lace and the bling right here. So let's go ahead and finish this one. Let's glue it down. So right now it's kind of flapping. So what I like to do is I'm actually going to glue this bottom part right here with just a tiny bit of glue like this. And then I'm going to fold it back like it goes. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this portion right here from the fold down, just a little line. And close that back up. Now I'm going to glue both sides of this. This was the folded down part. This made the bottom pocket. Just a little bit of glue on either side, and then just fold it back up. And there you have it. It's all glued together. You've got a nice pocket here. Now whether actually you have two pockets there, if all be told. You have the two, I'm looking for my piece of, oh yeah, my wipe, the little wipe. I've got glue everywhere, guys. So you actually have two pockets here. You have the two from the folded paper right here. And then you have one back behind. So you could really layer it up if you wanted to. So what I have here is I've got some dishes. I have scrap piece of lace. I've got some tabs. I've got a little paper flower that just jumped out. I have some labels. I have some fussy cuts. I have a faux stamp. I have some buttons. I have some flat back pearls. I have a little bit of bling. So you can get the idea of maybe what you can use. Maybe let's just say you have a label. Maybe you don't have a lot of decoration. Maybe you just have a label. Look how pretty that is with just a butterfly on there. You could add a little bit of lace underneath. Let's go ahead and use this. So let's trim off just a little bit. And this is just from a shirt that I purchased at the thrift store. So, you know, you don't have to go to the craft store and get something like this. You could go to the thrift store and grab yourself a piece of lace, a shirt that has some lace on it, and then just add it together like that. So I'm going to add my glue. Now I'm going to use my hot glue gun. It's a Surebonder high temp, and it's got that specialty tip on it. It came with that tip, guys. I didn't add it on. And I'm going to add that first. I kind of like to layer my little pieces. It's almost like making a little cluster. And I like to do it separate from putting it on my piece of ephemera. I don't know why. I just think it's easier to pick it all up as a unit, and then I can lay it down like this. Do I want to be adding a little bit of bling? Oh, how about some bling on the body of the butterfly? That's where I want the bling. And I'm actually going to add it right now. So a little bit of bling right there. The body of the butterfly. Oh, that's just perked it right up, didn't it? And now let's add all of this, our little cluster that we made. Let's add it onto our piece of ephemera. And then let's add some things. Let's add a tag, maybe right there. Let's add another piece. How about way up here on top? Well, if I can get it in there, right there, right on top. Then let's add, I'm going to take this one from this one. Stick this little kitty cat in there. Oh my goodness, now we were going to add a little tab. I thought I had a tab that was that teal color. I do. Look how that really makes it pop. We're going to add a tab from a scratch piece of, this is actually cardstock. Lighter weight cardstock, but it is cardstock. And I love how the fact that that tab just really accents that butterfly. You guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.